107.5, The Game Podcasting is sponsored by Modern Exterminating, a family-oriented company. Professional, honest, and dependable pest control solutions. We're your one-stop shop for all pests.
What can you alternate, or what can you change, what can you alter in 6 days that makes you go, okay, this unit is now better than that unit?
I don't know if there's anything you can really alter in that short a span of time. I think with, and I get it, he's done it before and done it for some of the better teams that South Carolina's ever had, but I think you have to put a ceiling of expectations on Sean Elliott is your offensive line coach because, again, you're this deep into the season. You have the personnel that you have. You've dealt with the injuries that you've had. So I'm not expecting it to suddenly just get leaps and bounds better. It can improve a little bit. And my goodness, if you can just eliminate the pre-snap stuff, we'll consider that a victory at this point. But I don't think it's going to be this complete 180. And I mentioned this earlier, you know, in the past 2 years, especially since Sean Elliott's been on staff, there's not been a more requested move by this fan base on our text lines, on message boards, Twitter, wherever you want to, wherever you want to look, than fire Lonnie Teasley and make Sean Elliott your offensive line coach. And now it has happened on an interim basis at the very least, and we'll see what results it yields.
LSU didn't stop them. South Carolina stopped themselves.
Yeah,
South Carolina put the brakes on their drives on their own.
Yeah, pretty much. And again, I lost track of how many times they found themselves in 3rd and 15s, 3rd and 18s, or whatever because of self-inflicted penalties or situations where the play call didn't make sense and you didn't get what you needed on 1st and 2nd down and put yourself in 3rd and long. Again, a frustrating game to watch, frustrating game to analyze here when we were doing our watch-along party. And again, despite all that, the defense played well enough to put you in a position to still have an opportunity to at the very least tie the game there late in the 4th quarter, and couldn't capitalize on that. A poor play call on the 4th down there where you tried to get the ball to Jacobs in the one-on-one with Delane that obviously didn't end up working, and that was kind of the microcosm for the night where, again, you walk out of there with 3-3, but it's a whole lot different 3-3 than where you're at a year ago, to where the optimism is not as high as it was.
Matthew Fuller goes off left tackle, 72 yards, and the Gamecocks would take a 7-3 lead early in the ball game, and you kind of thought, maybe we got something going here, and then that would be with 25 seconds to go in the first quarter, Tyler Head.
Yep.
Matthew Fuller would get back in the game, would not receive a touch there until later in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, that's right. And again, that goes back to another talking point coming away from the weekend is like, okay, you've had this kind of mix of running backs through the first couple games, and we kind of thought, especially when you saw the Kentucky game where Matthew Fuller was trusted to tote the rock at the very end of that and ended up being the leading carrier and leading rusher in that game, at least from a running back standpoint, that he was kind of going to be the guy. And when you rip off a run like that, it's like, okay, let's ride the hot hand here. And Rasul Faison did have a decent game, but it was head-scratching to not see them go back to the Fuller well until well into the 3rd quarter. And apparently after Beamer had to tell Mike Shula, hey, let's get 28 the ball some more.